Charlie Kirk recently got clowned in a debate, and it was awesome. Take a look.
Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt,
Yes.
this is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they are. But quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin, in life, you confuse dolphins for human babies often.
So let me.
You
ask
go to
you a question.
SeaWorld and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Great touch. So I actually didn't know who Ben Gleib was before. And to be fair, I think I'm a fan. That's pretty good. I love it. So now I looked further into this. And, to be a little bit more fair to Charlie Kirk, because I'm the most, fair man in America, and to see, if there was any more context, right? Well, there was context, but none of that really helped Charlie Kirk look any better. In fact, he ended up actually looking worse. Take a look.
This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin, in life, do you confuse dolphins for human babies often?
So let me
You
ask
go to
you a question.
SeaWorld and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium.
Well, you labeled it as a human fetus.
No,
so
I
you
did
that
not.
dishonestly.
No, I did not.
But
I didn't label it as anything.
Let
Doesn't say human fetus on there.
Let me ask you a question though. So let's hold up those two pictures again.
Sure.
Is there a moral difference between the dolphin and the baby?
At this stage, no. You just confirmed that.
Let me ask you, a human and a dolphin, is it okay to kill one and not the other? Is there a difference morally between a human and a dolphin?
I don't like to kill dolphins, but when
do
they're
do you like to kill babies?
No, I don't. And when they're living, I certainly am not in favor of killing either, but obviously I protect a human over a dolphin.
Hold up the human one.
Sure.
Is that not alive?
No, it is not alive.
Then how is it able to have a heartbeat?
It's attached to an alive being called a woman.
Wait,
who
so
is the
it
mother.
doesn't have a heartbeat, does it?
No, it doesn't have a true heartbeat.
Oh, yes, it does.
At some point it does.
22 days after conception, the child's heart begins to circulate. Not alive?
That is also disputed science and not
At
correct.
just 6 weeks.
All right, so I love the attempt on gaslighting. Oh, you were dishonest. You labeled that as a human. You saw the images. There were two labels, head and tails. And yes, they looked remarkably similar. And yet Charlie Kirk's like, without a doubt, human being. Wrong. Not a human being. Again, but he believed it. He believed it because he's not a smart person. So now look, that is a fetus, but he believes fetuses are human beings, believes that embryos are human beings. And Gleib correctly points out that no, it's not a fully grown human being. That's incredibly obvious. And at that point in the development, now it'll eventually grow into a human being, but at that point, it is dependent on the mother's body to survive. It'll eventually develop into a baby, and once it gets to the point where it's viable, then it's an independent life, then it has its rights. Not before then. So now, viability, of course, means it's not dependent on the mother's blood supply, nutrients, or body for it to survive. It can survive outside the womb. These are very simple concepts, and yet he does not understand these things. So now, what's interesting here, I just want to point out, there are some pretty horrendous things that happen to a woman's body during pregnancy. These things make me very glad to be a male. That developing fetus will literally snatch the calcium from a woman's bones. If there's not enough calcium, it'll take it from your bones. I mean, it takes her blood, shifts her organs around, because it's got to grow somewhere. And of course, the act of childbirth, the birth itself, the stretching, the tearing, all that stuff, disastrous. That's horrifying. Now, all those things are exactly why it should be a choice, plus the fact that, of course, that it is dependent on your body. And not only that, but also it could kill you. The act of being pregnant, carrying a child, giving birth, etc., can literally kill you. And it happens, especially in America, still. In fact, among the 11 developed countries, the U.S. actually has the highest maternal mortality rate, and it is especially high for women of color. Now, the United States also has a relative undersupply of maternity care providers and no guaranteed access to provider home visits or paid parental leave, the postpartum period. Of course, is what the Democrats are actually trying to push for, and this is all according to a recent report from the Commonwealth Fund. Now, Charlie Kirk, he is against that stuff. He's against helping the babies once they're actually born. And so there's another part of the video here where Gleib gets into that, and it's fantastic. Take a look.
We have some of the lowest childbirth mortality rates in the world, thankfully.
No, we do not. We have some of the highest. We have some of the highest. United States infant mortality rate places us 16th among the nations of the world.
How many nations are there,
Thousands of
Ben?
infants die each year because of inadequate medical care that you often vote against and don't support.
I'm not elected official.
You support things and you have the influence of millions. You don't have a vote? Are you suppressing your own vote now too, or just others?
Are you saying that I vote in Congress?
I'm saying that you vote in elections and you decide who goes to Congress. Do you not? And do you not support bills or not support bills based on your massive influence?
I know
think you do.
you're getting really worked up.
No, I'm not.
So let me ask you a question.
Also, we rank 33 out of 36 in the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development Nations, OECD nations, ranked by U.S. News and World Report for prenatal and early childhood care that you often do not support. In fact, recently, when Biden suggested just $225 billion to support children more in the early years of their lives, you went against it and said, oh, capping it, while theoretically, you paid empty lip service to it and said, well, theoretically, it's a good idea. $225 billion is so expensive, and it caps the amount they can spend on their children at 7% of income a year. And by doing that, there's no incentives then for them to seek cost-effective care. When you had no problem with Donald Trump spending $8 trillion, giving trillions and trillions of tax cuts to millionaires and billionaires, and raising the national debt to $27 trillion.
Can I be
no
honest,
issue
Wesley?
with that. But helping the kids that you care about so much, the babies you care about so much, that you want to force women to give birth to them, and then they can go f themselves once they're born because you don't give a shit, and you vote against it constantly. Bravo!
Can I be
what a
honest?
hill to die on.
Fucking wrecked. Oh, I loved it. So I look, honestly, I don't think I can add too much to that because that was brilliant. Again, the love the baby so much that, well, we'll vote against childcare. We're going to vote against food stamps. Take that, babies. We love you though. We just love to make women have, give birth, and then screw you. That's it. You're on your own. Now, it's also interesting that Republicans will support the massive military-industrial complex that literally kills millions of people across the world, including a large number of children. Not only that, but they support the death penalty, the literal death penalty, but then claim that they're pro-life. No, it's not about, understand, it's not about control. It's not about being pro-life. It's about control. Not about life at all. Not about freedom. No. So, Charlie Kirk, absolutely punked. Well done, Ben. Absolutely masterful takedown of all this guy's absolutely ridiculous points. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.